All right. Greetings, glad tidings to all the beloved across the world. Me set to all. Hope you're doing well. Um, been going through a little bit here recently. Um, and also keep in mind I'm driving, so it may cut in and out. I'm pretty sure it will. So especially the area I'm in, it's actually called Raytown, and a lot of people don't know this. I'm not even from here, and I know this. That it was named Raytown due to the certain rays. It sits on top of a big, huge slab of granite, and it's so big, in fact, that it distorts all the waves, like radio waves and things like that. Even when you're on a radio station or something out here, it's hard to pick up. And that was prior to, internet and all that. That's when they had just, AM walkie-talkies and things like that. This area was known to have a lot of interference, and a lot of times things wouldn't even work. It's because of they sit on a massive granite deposit. Granite and it's one other thing, but they're constantly exploding, blowing the underground tunnels out. As a matter of fact, I gotta give you guys a tour of that. I do have access to an underground tunnel. I just did not know how far it went. I can't really say too much about, too many details about that, but just know that I do have access to it. And I'm gonna take my phone in there one day. As if you go back, those that have access to my Facebook page, if you go back a little bit, I did 2 drive-throughs of when they were first building it. I thought it was a FEMA camp. So if you go back, it's pretty far back. If you go back to that, at that moment, I and many others speculated it was a FEMA camp because it's just absolutely huge, humongous. But then as they still haven't finished it. Guys, give me 1 second. I gotta wipe this screen off. I don't want it to go out. So hopefully it don't hit any buttons. So hold on 1 second. Okay. Well, alright, what was I saying? So as they kept building, what we found out was that it's not a FEMA camp. It's actually the biggest facility in North America to produce humanoid robots. So not just talking about like robots. We're talking about robots that look exactly like humans. Now, the same way that they've been practicing their little okey doke, alien stuff over there on the East Coast and other places, they've been practicing the robot. I don't know what other name to call it, but like humanoid robot. They've been practicing it right in front of our eyes with like Joe Biden. A lot of times when you've seen Joe Biden like walking off the plane and on the plane, that was just practice. They were practicing it right in front of the American. I personally believe that entity known as Joseph Robinette Biden. It has been deceased. But they had plenty of people playing him with the mask on stuff, including Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was one of the predominant ones that actually was playing Joe Biden many times, and it's all in the. If you know about Master Masonry and in your verse, like not just Facebook education. If you really know, they communicate through hand gestures and certain things that they do. And Jim, anytime he played Joe Biden, he would rub it. He would always send a message, and he would have the whole room. Anyone who was a Shriner or up, which means 32nd degree or up, they would all have a smirk on their face because they knew it was Jim. They knew he was acting silly, and I would know anytime it was Jim Carrey playing Biden on there, because like many say, their symbols will be their downfall. Well, not necessarily, because their downfall is imminent. It's universal law. So it's not their downfall is who they are, who they are being, who they became, who they are being, and who and what they are. That's their downfall. Their downfall has nothing to do with their downfall is symbology or is symbolism and this and that. That's just one factor of it, because to be honest with you, all of those symbols are our symbols, except like a very small amount, like something that looks crazy, just blatantly wicked and abominable. That's not ours. But everything else, pretty much all the symbols they use and everything, is ours. All these names that they use they're ours. They took everything from us, and we're at that time where biblically, as where they say the meek shall inherit the earth. Well, the meek don't mean the weak. Okay, simply put, the meek are those that or who have endured, who endured through the tour of the purge, which is what you call purgatory. Now, you've been in religious dogma doctrine, you've been told purgatory is like almost like hell. No, purgatory is where you're at right now. It can be hell, and it can be like hell, and it can be like heaven. Where is the kingdom of heaven? It is within you. What is heaven? Heaven is even. Heaven is perfect harmony, balance. That's why the word heaven is even. And you can't even say heaven without Eve. So what does that mean? That's the feminine energy. That's the whole esoteric story of the Bible, is how to access heaven in this world. It's to go at this moment. The Bible, people always say it's basic instructions before leaving Earth. Who said you're leaving Earth? Who said you're leaving Earth? The Bible, your own book don't even say that you're leaving Earth. Okay, you don't even fully know what Earth is. You don't even know how big Earth is, what Earth consists of. Earth is the whole solar system. The entire solar system is called Tiamat, the Great Mother. So who said you're leaving Earth, for one? So it's not basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's basic instructions before life eternal. So, or basic instructions before leaving ego. That's what Earth. You're not an alien. An alien is a lie, a lean, something that got a lean on a lie. Okay, that's what an alien Extraterrestrial just means different terrain. And that don't mean just different terrain like soil. That means different terrain like physical bodies as well. Physical bodies that are not made of the same compounds. That's why when they say you're made of the soil of the earth, that's not a bad thing. They're not just talking about golems. And golem is not goyim. For those who ask me, goyim is what they call us, cattle or chattel. Golem is the ones that don't possess a soul. They're made from the Great Mother, the elements of the Great Mother that are here in this third dimensional space, this moment. So that was just another attempt at them trying to make vessels that they can inhabit. They being the ones that have disconnected from the feminine energy and solely operate with the masculine ruler god energy and technology. They replaced the Great Mother with Techni, the work of their hands, Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. They replaced the Great Mother, which is when Christ was talking about you can blaspheme the Father, you can blaspheme the Son, you'll be forgiven. But if you blaspheme the Spirit, the greatest of Spirit, you're done. What does that mean? What does that really mean? That means if you go against the origin, the energy of the origin of your eternal soul, life, light, rest, consciousness, mind, because all is mind. That's what it is. And the word God is not what you think it is. God in today's language. Now we know God and come from Gadriel in the Israel eats etymology, and we know it also comes from Odin or Godan, Wodenaz, Gadan, which basically comes from the tribe of Dan, and most of their stuff they hijacked from the Tuatha De Danann, who has nothing to do with the tribe of Dan, who comes from the goddess Danu, okay, who got demonized, who came from the north people, and the tribe of Dan is also the north people, but the tribe of Dan is an offshoot of the Tuatha De Danann, who embraced the feminine energy, who was later called witches, and were burnt, where they went on a witch hunt and took over the Tuatha De Danann, and it was the who was it? I want to say the Hurrians, but it was it's a different name. It basically goes back to Orion. It goes back to Orion. They were overtaken by the masculine energy. That's what this whole thing has been. It's been the most hijack. That's what it's been. A hijack. The most hijack. And all these people that you heard about as evil and this and that, they were hijacked. All of them. And they were hijacked by a double, distorted, divine masculine energy, not sacred. There's a difference between divine and sacred. They were hijacked by a double portion of divine, distorted masculine energy. And they tried to get rid of the feminine energy. Well, guess what's happening right now? The rise of the feminine energy. So that means it is she, the greatest of spirit. If you have a problem saying she or the Great Mother, then just know it's the origin, it's the womb, it's the primordial waters of which you came, it's the primordial waters of which you shall return to if you are returning as her child. This is the key. Okay? From the womb you came, into the womb you shall return. That was the whole Jesus in the tomb for 3 days. Okay? The tomb is the womb. It was all allegorical to let you know the real name was Emmanuel, which means the exclamation. Amma is the mother in Aramaic and Hebrew. Okay? Amma. Nu actually means the it basically means the circle that circumferences, the circle that encompasses all but has no circumference. The seeable but uncountable. The knowing of but unknowable. You can know some of it, you can know of it, but it's so vast that you cannot know all of it. That's what the word Nu means. It's the exclamation of Amma, the great mother. El, everyone gets this mixed up and says, well, isn't El Saturn and isn't El, the bad guy? Emmanuel is the great mother's exclamation within the realm of time, within the realm, in El's realm. It's rubbing it in El's face. That letting El knows who's boss around here. That I can still call upon any of my children at any time. They need time to exist. Oh, he got great wrath because his time is short. What does that mean? When time stops existing, they stop existing. We don't. All right? We are eternal beings here that have been here far much longer than us because they're stuck here. They figured it out. The reincarnation cycles. They know all about the Phoenix. They made the Phoenix event. They made it. That's technique. That's technology. It's not a natural event that occurred. They know all the cycles. They know the great year. They know the changeover events. They know what's coming. They've been doing this song and dance for so long, but they've been trying to figure out different ways to escape. That's why it doesn't matter. They even time travel, y'all. Like, time traveling is not some fake thing. They're beyond time travel. They're at the point where they make time. The controllers make time. Okay? We're up to 7 loops of time right now around us. But they can only make it out of things that were naturally already here. So the ruler of time is what you call Saturn. It's the gatekeeper. It's the closest you can get to. They can't get past the 7th dimension. That's the 7th heaven. They talk about Enoch going to the 7th heaven. Don't you know Enoch was pulling for the Aigi, the B'nai Ha-Elohim? That's not the Anunnaki. Okay? And I'm going to speak to you with the real words. So if you don't know what something means, ask a question, because honestly, the Great Spirit has convicted me to stop catering to and saying these words just because some people don't know what it means. If you don't know what it means, just simply ask. And someone that has been, I don't want to say my student because that sounds selfish, but a student of the knowledge that is given freely over here through the Great Spirit, by the Great Spirit through myself. There's others that are in the comments that can answer the question for you, or if I see it and I have the moment, I will answer it for you. Enoch was on behalf of the Aigi. Who's the Aigi today? Your great aliens. Did they look like that back then? No, they didn't. We got hieroglyphs of these little itty bitty midget people that were made to get down into the mines and things like that. Because yes, they were still mining certain metals and stuff, like the story of Tubal Cain, okay? The smiths, the metal, the blacksmiths, the ones that work with the alloys and the metal and stuff. That's the Aigi. The book of Enoch and stuff, that is all the Aigi. Azazel and all of them. I'm not even gonna say their names because you shouldn't. You're not even supposed to say their name. When you say their name, it don't matter where you're at in the realm. It echoes through the realm, and they'll hear the echo. So the more you say it, it's like almost like calling on them. So you shouldn't even be saying their name. But all the ones that are in that book of Enoch, that's not the Anuna. Why you think don't none of them say Enki or Ea or Enlil or Ningishita or Ninurta or none of them? Because that's the Elohim. That's the Anuna. Okay, the sons of the Anuna, which in the Bible says B'nai Ha Elohim, is the Agigi. They only made a certain number of these. That's the ones who on Mount Hermon made the pact, not the Anuna. The Anuna already had things set up. They already had their cube that we call Eden. Okay, it was the jail of Eve. Is, if you want to get down to it, it was the jail of the feminine energy, to keep it contained and to study it, okay? Because the Anuna, and this is even in the Gospel of Thomas, where Christ basically tells Peter he's going to turn Mary Magdalene into a man. And some take that as physical reincarnation and this and that. He's just talking about the energy. If you're born a woman, you're born with naturally, well, in today's world, not so much, because they, unfortunately, they pump you full of, I gotta watch what I say, but you know what I'm talking about. Before you get a chance to get some milk from your mother's breast, they already done pumped you full of, some other things. And what that has done, we're witnessing the generation who it has flipped the polarity within their brain. That's and again, I gotta watch what I say. The GENDER dilemma. Okay, also because we're at the end of the age. Us being at the end of the close out of every age, every paradigm is challenged. So every paradigm gets challenged, including like Sodom and Gomorrah. It's to see what the masses, what the mind, the collective mind agrees upon. Because what you see in the world is the agreement where everyone has met. What you see in the world is the agreement where every mind here has met. But the kicker to that is, how do you know what's happening in the world? Who's telling you what's happening in the world? There's only a few people that are telling you what's happening in the world, and they're not telling you the full truth. They're giving you a script, like a movie. See, the movies are actually closer to the real news, and the news is actually the movie. So when you're watching the news, drones everywhere and this and that, really that's the movie. So they're programming you so they can get the desired agreement meeting spot in the world, because they need the collective to manifest through their God power. Everyone that has a soul. If you don't have a soul, then you don't have the only thing you can do is manipulate. You can't manifest. That's the man, the man or what they call womb man, that is soulless. The man stands for manipulate. See, with us, it stands for manifest. It's just short for manifest. For the Golem, it's short for manipulate. They can only manipulate souls to manifest for them. And to do that, they have to operate from the causal realm. And they keep us down on the effect realm. Okay? That's why people always ask, well, how does the Simpsons get it? People always ask all the time, well, if the Bible is, the Bible's fake, then how come all the prophecies come true? Because you just said it. You believe, you think you know that all the prophecies come true. So therefore you and others like you have made them come true. You read the script and you have played the script out. That's how. That's exactly what it is. Now some of the things, and this is the way they do it. Some of the things that they do are right is on top of the source code. So the source code is something like the sun cycle. It's something that you cannot change. It's already written into the source code, which meaning it doesn't matter what they do. Every approximately 12,900 years before the clock strikes 0100 hours, there's going to be a changeover event. They can't stop that. There's nothing they can do. The most they can do is place a bunch of particles in the sky so they can create a canvas that they can project the drive-in movie screen on and hide what's really going on in the real celestial in the dome. Okay, that's what. It's not the only thing the spraying is about, but that's what one of the things the spraying is about, is to create a canvas over top, because right now a lot of people are remembering that all the religions come from the look, they're doing it now. Let me see if I can get this. Can y'all see that? The sun's all in my eyes. They doing it right now. They're up there doing it now. Now they, just to let y'all know, they got the spray that doesn't stay in the sky no more. It's clear now. I don't know if you've noticed that. They got the one that now, when they spray, it'll disappear and it'll stay clear until they hit it with the frequency. So it's not like they got everything finished. And what you're watching in Jersey and the whole East Coast and all that is a practice. Just like 2019 was a practice. Everything they're doing right now is a trial run. It's like a scrimmage game. It's a scrimmage game. When they turn the electricity off of, what was it, Puerto Rico or DR or Haiti, was one of them Caribbean islands out there. They turned the electric off. It was practice. Who are they? They're watchers. They're watchers. They're Gregories. All right? What does that mean? They watch. And what have they done? They have shifted and flipped it spiritually, and not to us. If you're here right now, if it happened to you, you're flipping it back. So that's the good news. But what they did was they flipped it so the gods that are here to live in harmony and protect the Great Mother, we failed her. We did. Let's just call it what it is. We failed her. Especially the men. Especially the masculine energy. You failed her. You were the guardians of the feminine energy. Instead, you got tricked to take the throne. You got tricked to take the throne in the brotherhood over agape, all-encompassing love of the Great Mother. So where the Great Mother's on the throne and she ain't ruling. That's what everybody's failing to realize. It's always a clown or two that gets in the comments and starts talking about, they get offended by the feminine energy because they lack. That means they're lacking something. They're lacking something deep down inside their soul. They feel inferior. They feel scared, like little boys. That's why a lot of men go to the gym, and that's just or get big trucks and big rims and loud systems and stuff. Now some people just genuinely like that stuff. I know some old heads that genuinely just like nice cars and things, but a lot of men, about 80% of men that go to the gym and get all buffed up and stuff and this and that, it's because they're lacking somewhere in their life. A lot of men that have a lot of money or chase money, and women, are lacking severely somewhere in their life, some kind of something they're lacking, and they feel deep down inside they need to compensate for it. Sometimes it's trauma. Sometimes it's not even something that they're lacking. It's an illusion that they have bought into the lie that they're lacking, but they lack nothing. You lack no thing. Seek first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. But it's not added unto you from outside of you. It's brought. You remember it. You become a member. You repair it. You repair the breach that was made. When was the breach made? Well, the most recent one is what you read about in the Bible. But they did it before to us with Atlantis. Okay? For anybody, if there's any teachers on here teaching you, excuse me, that Atlantis is a good thing, Atlantis is the epitome of 369 parasitic energy. That's what Atlantis was. Atlantis was the hijacking of our natural, it was Lemuria, and it wasn't just Lemuria, it was other places too. It's places that's still here, lands that are still here, that were in the Antarctica, where Antarctica is, was beautiful. And they sunk Moon, they sunk that, and through their technology, through liquefaction. They sunk it. That was not from a natural event. And they literally, it's called geomancy. They tapped into the energy of the Great Mother. It's sorcery at the highest level. It's called geomancy. That's why the Great Mother has frozen the whole right side of her brain, in this crater. And like I said, if we're going to talk archetypes, the crater that we're in, or what you're told is the Earth, is what you will call Gaia. That's like the Great Mother's daughter. It's one of her daughters. Okay, it's just one crater on the bigger Earth. Half of the crater is frozen, the right side, the right brain. Why? So they can't perform geomancy. If they perform geomancy on the right side of that brain, they can control all of us like zombies. That's what they did with Atlantis. While they were sinking Lemuria, they literally geomanced. They created their crater, which is we call Saturn. They recreated their crater that everyone calls Atlantis, which was just Saturn. It's a crater in a crater in a crater, and it was a sphere, a biosphere under the waters, and into the waters, into the actual waters above, the plasma. Atlantis, you can still see the remnants of Atlantis when the changeover event happens. It didn't sink in the ocean. It sank into the waters above. During the event, what you call the rapture, it took their biosphere up, and now they're stuck in the waters above. That's why you be seeing shooting stars and this and that. That's their technology up there. They still got survivors up there. Nomos, fish people, and stuff that are up in them plasmas above Atlantis. And when the changeover event happens, you will see the three rings. That's where the menorah comes from. All the people that worship, that think they're Jews or Yahudins or Hebrews and this and that, the menorah is just half of Atlantis. If you put a menorah on top of a menorah, that's Atlantis. The reason they split it is because they saw it get split. Tiamat got split in half by Marduk. The snake Apep got killed by Ra. It's the same story over and over again because it's cyclical. But you, beloved, are eternal. You're not supposed to be here that long. You're supposed to get your incarnations here, the tour of the purge, to purge your soul. Okay? You are gold. You're the AU, the gold that has to get the dross off of you. And once the source can see the reflection of the Great Spirit in you, when the origin of your soul can look in the fire at you and see the reflection of the Great Spirit, you get taken out of the fire. But until then, you will remain in the fire until the only thing reflecting back is the Great Spirit. That's what it is. That's the whole story. That's what it is. Okay. Another thing I seen. Let me see. I just felt the Great Spirit just convicted me to come live. I seen people. Women, you guys should be coming together. But let me tell you something. Don't get cocky with it. Because if you think that this is about that the divine feminine coming back to rule, then you're being deceived. It's not about the divine feminine rising to come rule over the masculine now. That's no better than what's going on now. That's the same thing. So all the sacred feminine womb men out there, do not get it twisted. Do not think this is about you rising to the top and becoming some kind of ruler goddess and taking your throne back and this and that and acting all cocky and stuff, because I got a news flash for you. You'll be back and you won't graduate. You'll get held back because that's not the real you. That's not your soul. That's your ego. That's the divine feminine. That's not the sacred feminine. You're operating with the divine feminine, like the avengeful feminine. Like, yeah, all these dudes, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. Listen, whatever you are, you don't have to say what you are. If you are what you say you are, then it magnetically resonates, and you don't have to say it. You don't have to say it. You don't have to constantly say it. Okay? That's called affirmations. You say that to yourself. You don't say that in front of everything. Ain't for everybody. Okay? You don't put your vision board on this parasitic black mirror so everybody can see, because guess what? Now it's getting sabotaged. You might have one or two people in your comments saying, yeah, I agree, brother, I agree, sister. But guess how many people is really secretly against you now because you open your mouth and you told them. And you're really not operating with the sacred energy. You're operating with the Devi, the diva, the divine. Okay? The people say the Holy Spirit. You know what holy is? Huh? Kodeshim. That means separate. The spirit that's separated. Oh, I'm Ruach HaKodesh. You know what Ruach HaKodesh means? The spirit that is separated. What does separated mean? Seven parts. Your seven spiritual emanations are separated. See how they got the magic in the words? That's why I don't say Holy Spirit anymore. You go back to some of my older videos, you might see a couple years ago I still was saying Holy Spirit because I want to communicate with the people. But now it's about action. Okay? Did you know that the Tamarans didn't speak phonetic language? You know the one world language that we had was not phonetic? That began with the Phoenicians. Okay? You know what phonetic means, right? It means vibrations. That what I'm doing now, how I'm speaking to you now. That's phonetic language, sound. Do you know that the ancient Tamarans spoke through magnetism? All their symbology is all about magnetism, you know, before it got hijacked, before it became Kemet, maybe when it got hijacked by thought or Thoth, when they squared the circle to Hootie and started making the pyramids, making day and the night and this and that, bringing the light out of the womb. Okay, the Caesarean section, the Caesar section. That's when, see how when it goes on through the ages, it just changes terminology. It's the same thing. C-section. They not alpha. They not even betas. They the C-section. By the time we got to Rome, they doing Caesarean sections. They can't even be born. They cannot even be birthed naturally. They gotta be cut out like an egg. Like a snake egg, okay, a bird egg. All right, you might say, oh, but a woman got eggs too, but a woman got a womb. Snake ain't got no womb. Bird ain't got no womb. Insect don't got no womb. These are insectoids. See, their eggs is external. You see how the egg in the woman remains in her. She carries two souls at once. Sometimes if it's twins, she carries three. Does a man can barely carry his own soul. A man barely knows it, and women too. So I'm not gonna put it all on men. The people out here really don't even know who or what they really are. They got you more worried about some doggone orbs, some flying drones, than to remember who you are. See, that's why they're doing it, because they know that there's too many people remembering. Okay, how they say Babylon is falling? Yeah, it's falling. But the thing is, they have a cult called the Phoenix cult, or the Enoch's cult. Enoch that plays the mediator between the Aigi and the Anunnaki. Okay? But when did he mediate for man? Enoch didn't mediate for man, you see? Enoch was flying around on spaceships and things, mediating between the Anunnaki and the B'nai Ha Elohim, aka Aigi, or Martians, or now today, little gray men, because they've been underground so long that their skin has shriveled up, and their eyes are completely black. What do you think that they put into people? Have you seen? Now I gotta be real careful with this. I know you guys seen the all black eyes of the little ones, and that only comes from two parents that both took the the black goo. So what is that? That's the same substance that the Anunnaki used to make the Aigi. You're seeing the same thing. Ain't nothing new under this focal point that was called the sun. Ain't nothing new. That thing that they put in everybody, that black goo, is the same substance that the Anunnaki used to make the Aigi as their workers. And see, the Aigi are very highly intelligent. They actually when they made them, they gave them more intelligence than us. But see, they didn't make us for the same reason they made the Aigi. They made, see, this is the lie that they gave you. They tell you, how you doing, brother? They tell you that they helped us out, like they made us, and in the beginning of the Bible, they create, God created us and this and that. No. The Anunnaki made us in their image. That's what I said, in our image, Elohim. Okay. It wasn't anything good for us. They wasn't trying to do nothing for us. They wasn't trying to give us some kind of life or make us something, make some kind of good creation. They was trying. It's the same thing they trying to do now. That was just one play that they did within time to try to get out of time, to try to exist out of time. because they already separated themselves. They already have separated themselves. They got the highest technology, Merkabas, this and that. They can come as holograms in your dreams as familiar spirits. It's so much they can do. It's so much they can do. But guess what they disconnected from? The origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest, which is the primordial waters of the Great Mother, or the womb of creation, if you don't like saying the Great Mother. What's the womb? Where organic minds begin, and where organic minds, what's the word? I just typed it to somebody. I can't remember. Basically, it just means return as you are. Is it beget? It might be beget. But here's the thing. It's not about you falling short. It's not about you, you know, how they say, oh, you're a sinner, you deserve hell. It's not about that. Okay? And shout out to Sister Flowers. If you don't, she's not on YouTube, but she's on Facebook. I do share some of her posts. Check out some of her posts if you're on Facebook. She posts some deep things, some things that make you think. If anything, whether you agree with her or not, if anything, she posts things that'll get them gears going, and that's good. That's good. So yeah, that's Sister Flower. You can check that out on my Facebook page. But one of her posts is what sparked this about me, about Lucifer and Christ, and how there's some people that think that Lucifer and Christ are the same thing. Well, Christ is balance. Okay, Christ is the equivalent of the older son in the story of the prodigal son that stayed with the father on the farm and stayed there the whole time. That's Christ. All right, that's the light of the world. That's the one that didn't leave, didn't ask for much, stayed with the father the whole time, you know, and helped his dad the whole time. All right, Lucifer will be the one, the prodigal son that left, that just went into the world, did all this stuff, this and that. The father still accepted him open arms. Anywhere in your Bible does it say that Lucifer is never going into the kingdom of heaven? Nowhere in your Bible does it say that. Lucifer wasn't even a word to the 1600s. It don't even say that Satan is gonna be sent to eternal damnation. It says the smoke of their torment will rise forever. But they're being tormented. They're being tormented right now. Their torment has already begun. Okay? Why do you think it says he's only gonna be bound for 1,000 years and then loosed? Because it's technology, it's a cycle. That's what this realm is about. This realm is the purging of your soul. It's the garden. And I ain't talking about the Eden. That was the unorganic, the inorganic. That was something trying to play God, the Anunnaki. Then we got a whole group of this is crazy. I can't believe it was all good. You know, remember that song? It was all good just a week ago. It was all good just last year when everybody was. It was easy. It was easy to act like you was woke. It was easy to blend in last year and act like you had it all figured out. No, it was real easy then. But now look around. Now look around. You got people looking crazy. The same people that act like and I'm not knocking you. I'm not trying to belittle you. I'm just telling you the truth. So maybe you'll realize you might be one of these people. Last year, the year before, it was easy to talk that talk. It was easy to use all these new words you was learning and things like that, and talk that lingo and get in the chat and say certain little words and act like you knew and things and blend in. and talk about the Holy Spirit, and the Ruach HaKodesh, and Shalom, and Buraka, and all that stuff. Yeah, it was easy to blend in, but look, it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And it's like a pimple, it's gonna pop. Either it pressure a bust pipe or make diamonds. And right now, it's a lot of people that was shining that is actually, their pipes is bursting. So, you know, but a pipe can be repaired, and that's what we here for right now, to repair. That's what's happening. The two got to become one again. So if your pipe busted, get back on track. Find you a teacher. Go within. Ask the Great Spirit. Be precise on what you request. Be humble. All right. Show integrity and gratitude, and ask. Not for what you want, not for what you desire. Ask your will. All right, and not your ego's will. When that prayer that they tell you that Christ said about, Father, your will be done on earth as in heaven. Who you think he's talking to? He how many times he said, me and the Father is one? It really, in Aramaic, if you break it down, he's talking about the Phi and the Aether, which is the natural energy, which is the feminine energy. That's really what, and then the Greeks turn it to Phi, the Phi Aether, the Father. That's where faith comes from. The Phi Aeth, they shortened it. Father is the Phi and the Aether. It was the Phi. Okay, the Greeks changed it to 5 feet, and that's where the riddle fee fi fo fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Okay, fee was the first, the original energy, the feminine energy. Fee fi. Okay, same energy, they just changed it to the masculine word. Fee fi fo. Foe, just, you know what foe means. Friend or foe. Fee, fi, foe. Fum. What's fum? F-U-M. Fum is fume. Spirit. Fume is spirit. It's vapor. It's air. It's the spirit. So fee, fi, foe, fum, fume. I smell. Fume is a vapor. It's spirit. It's air. So Phi is the natural energy. Remember, this is the giants, the titans, they're coming for the blood. Phi, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. English is angelish. Angelish, okay? I smell the blood of an angelish man. Why is it not an angel man and it's angel-ish? Because you're not fully you're not fully an angel, okay? You're higher than an angel, and the benevolent angels know this as well. Okay, you have 7 angels that actually are you, and that's 7 archangels. There ain't no 7 Michael sitting up there right now waiting to come down with a sword and this and that. Michael is you. The 7 archangels are your 7 bodies, your 7 light bodies. That's what that is. Everybody on here right now got 7 archangels. It ain't with Michael coming down. That's you with the sword. That's you. And the messenger, and the healer, and this one, and that one, and Uriel. But see, you gotta be careful too with it. Honestly, my recommendation is to not even get into that at this point, because they done distorted all that. Even the book of Enoch. Enoch is the book of Phoenix. Give me one sec. Okay. So yeah, fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood. Well, the soul emanates in the blood. The soul's not in the blood, it emanates in the blood. So that was the Nephilim, the mixture. The Nephilim was actually made by the Aigi. The Nephilim wasn't made by the Anunnaki. Why you think they flooded out the earth? Why you think Enlil flooded out the earth? It's because the Aigi, who you call the gray aliens, they made the Nephilim. They the ones made the Nephilim to kill the Anunnaki, not us. Not us. But they didn't care. We was just, they didn't care because they're inorganic beings. They don't care. So the Anunnaki did not create the Nephilim. Now the gene came from them. They have that gene in them. That's how they gave it to the Aigi. And then the Aigi, aka the B'nai Ha Elohim, they're the ones that made the Nephilim. And then what happened? The Nephilim went out to search and destroy like Terminators, like Robocops. Anything with the Phi signature, the feminine energy signature, anything that comes from the womb, the primordial waters. Phi, Phi, Fo, Fum. Fum is fume. Phi, Phi, Fo. That's my enemy. I smell the blood. Well, in the Bible, it says Yahweh can smell the blood of babies crying out from the ground. So Yahweh can smell blood of, just like a shark smell blood like miles away in the water. That's how Yahweh, or aka Enlil, and his sons, they changed. Yahweh is just a title. Yahuwah, that's not a being, that's a title that they passed on to whoever's ruling the slaves at that time. That's just the title whoever they got involved in the blood magic covenant at that time. That's why the story about Christ is he only came for those the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You got people standing on the corner yelling for like 4 hours, like he didn't read. And then, somebody, they all yelling and reading the King James transvestite Canaanite version on the corner. Read. But they won't tell you that, though, that they reading the man that wrote a whole Encyclopedia Britannica about demons and worked with demonology and summoned demons and all of that, and was transvestite and all of that. They won't tell you when they say, read, that it's the authorized Canaanite version. They won't tell you all that, though, but they'll read that, and then they'll tell you that the Messiah, the Mashiach, didn't come for the whole world. It only came for the chosen ones, the 12 tribes. Out of all of the Universe, the Omniverse, everything in eternity, their God is so little that only 12 itty-bitty little tribes is gonna make it to the cube that comes down out of heaven like a bride adorned for the husband. A cube. Oh, look, it's gold. Look, it's sparkly. Oh, it's shiny. Look over there. Oh, it's got a ruby. Oh, look, sapphire. Oh, I like shiny stuff because, we kings and queens. That's why we wear shiny stuff, because we kings and queens. And king and a queen is lower than a man and a woman. You know that? Look in Black's Law Dictionary. That's why on your identification card, it don't say you a man or a woman. It say you male or female. That's goyim. That's livestock. Do you know a man is higher than a king? You know a man is sovereign, meaning that no king or no queen can rule over a man, because a man is actually the God of this realm. And God, see, people got the word God mixed up. People get offended. No, you ain't God. Don't say that. That's blasphemy. Well, what did Christ say? The whole message, that was Christ's whole message, that you are God. That was the whole message of Christ. So don't sit up here and try to talk about Christ and then when somebody say that they are God or a goddess, you getting upset. When that was the whole message. The people that killed him was the same people that got the same spirit, religious spirit, as the people that get upset right now today if you say that you are God and you're God. Well, if you God, then who made it? They'll quote Job or something. Where was you when I separated? Can you loose the bands of Orion? Can you loose the light lock of Pleiades? You don't even know what they're talking about. You know what they're talking about? They talking about them trying to break the firmament. That's what the book of Job is talking about. The whole book of Job is about the plasma event that is getting ready to happen again. The whole book of Job is about a plasma event and how he made it through, and he restored his family again afterwards. The whole book of Job is about the system, the worldly system, job, instead of work. You're supposed to put in work, but you ain't supposed to have a job in the system. Two different things. The system is the stem of the cyst, a cancer, a tumor. Two more. Cain and Abel, Ishmael, Isaac, Yaakov, Esau. Two more. The Moors, Amor, Inca, and they call a more far Inca, or then they just started calling a far Inca, and later Africa, and they tell you there was some explorer named Africa and this and that. All lies, man. They can't even, they done told so many lies, they can't even keep up with the lies no more. That's why Trump getting ready to get rid of all the textbooks and everything, because we're at the point now where people are arising, coming on, basically getting back hooked in with the source code to where they have to get rid of all the books. Not to hide nothing from you. You got people that, when Trump, when they said he got the president of the corporation, not no country, they don't own no land. They got 10 square miles in the District of Columbia, the false goddess Columbia, aka Isis, aka Madonna, aka Ishtar, aka Inanna, aka it's Columbia. Okay, it's also the Statue of Liberty, the hermaphrodite. That's the District of Columbia. Okay, that's the Vatican with Mary. How they try and play like they with the Great Mother. No, they rocking with the Queen of Heaven. It's a difference. Remember, I just told you, what's above a queen and a king? A man and a woman. A woman and a man are the true gods and goddesses of this realm. Now, a god is not the source, the origin of your eternal soul, life, light, and rest. Okay? The origin is the mystery, the mist story, okay? That you cannot fully remember while you in this body, this shell, because you will blast this shell apart. That's called your crown chakra, your crown will, the 1,000 times anointing of the Great Mother. People talking about, yeah, all my chakras is open. You know, I'm walking around with my first eye. You know, my crown chakra open. Look, they'll take a picture in the sun right now and then pause it and then put it just right. Put the camera just right and have like some rainbow lights around their head or something. Like, look, crown chakra activated. Man, listen, your crown chakra is not activated. If your crown chakra is what the Christians call the rapture. That's your narrow path. That's when you leave time. That why you think it's only the size of a halo? Because only you can go through it. You can't take your son through it. You can't take your daughter through it. You can't take your spouse through it. You can't take nobody through it. You can't even take your body through it. You can't take nothing. You can't take your brain through it. You can't take your looks, your nothing. Your hair, your melanin, your nothing. Your gray eyes, your blue eyes, your blonde hair, your non-ether hair, your this, your that. You can't take none of that through that narrow path. So all that stuff you down here arguing about skin color and this and that, about just the dumbest stuff. You can't take none of that. Money. How much money you got? Oh, you ain't no real man. What kind of car you drive? Oh, you ain't no real man. Oh, you got one of your children taken from you? Oh, you ain't no real woman. No, people make mistakes. That's called self-condemnation. And if anybody's sitting there using the past against you, that means they ran out of tricks. That means they ran out of ammunition. That means they picking up old bullets that bounced off of the wall over there, and they trying to reload old bullets into their gun. If they bringing up your past against you, they ran out. Because now you are the word becoming flesh. What's the word? I ain't talking about the Bible. I ain't talking about the Quran. I'm talking about the sacred word. And guess what the sacred word is? Whatever your will is. Whatever your manifestation, your harmonic manifestation is. Key word, harmonic. Don't sit up here and ask for the Great Spirit for abundance and prosperity. No, ask for harmonic abundance, harmonic prosperity. Because if you ain't got harmony in there, then you're going to take from somebody else so you can have. See, they ain't taught you. They taught you how to pray. How many times I tell you, only predators pray. You request, you intercede. Intercede means you're mediating. Who you mediating with? You and all your brothers and sisters. Not you and the Aigi. Not you and the Anunnaki. There's people here think they Anunnaki, man. Let me tell you something. For one, the Anunnaki is here. They never left. People waiting on them to come back. Oh, man, so many false prophets and prophetesses on this black screen mirror right now. I mean, people is making a living off of it. It's comical, but it's sickening because my brothers and sisters out here is getting led astray. And I ain't talking about no color of skin. I'm talking about souls. It's getting led astray by these people that's talking about, oh, the Anunnaki is coming back. Oh, yeah, it's the melanated gods. Man, listen. Listen to yourself. You think some gods is finna show up in skin? They finna come out of a physical spaceship with physical skin, with black skin, white skin, and then what are you talking about? Anything that got a 3D body ain't got no more power than you, no more authority than you. It's an illusion. You got the authority. You're the one still connected to the source, to the origin of eternal life, light, and rest, and eternal soul. They seek what you got. They lust over it. Their mouth is watering for it. The L eats. They've been making sure the L eats. They finna get ran over. They finna get double crossed. All of them. All of them. Everybody that's been going against harmony and been going against this world and defiling this realm. It don't matter if this realm is made for the purge of the soul. It does not matter. You're supposed to be a good steward. If you can't be a steward over this, how can you get trusted? If you can't take care of what's in your hand, how can I give you more? How can I entrust you with more when you can't even take care of your 800 square foot house? It's a mess. It's a mess. And you asking for more. Look at your car now. You got a 1999 Chevy Cavalier. It's all trashed out. You got McDonald's stuffed underneath the seats. Stains, sweet and sour sauce all stained everywhere. You ain't wiped the dash off in a year. Dust you could write your name on. You don't take care of nothing. You riding around on a donut for the last 4 months, but yet you want to escalate up. Great Spirit, please, I just need a blessing, please. Just give me a financial breakthrough, please. If I could just start this business, if you could just bless me with 30,000. You had 30,000. You had 50,000. You had 100,000. You probably touched $1 million. It does not matter. If you can't take care of what's in your hand, you ain't gonna get no more. You gonna get less. Be blessed. You're going to continue getting baraka, bowing your knee. until you all the way flat on both your knees, prostrating with the prostration mark like the Muslims, the Muslims, the Mohammedans, who worship Muhammad more than they do Allah. And that's a fact. If you don't think that's a fact, here's a fun fact for you. Look this up for anybody who embraces Islam as the Ra Legion. That Ra Legion worships Muhammad more than it does Allah. Every single time they say Allah in that Quran book, they always say Muhammad's name with Allah. But every time they say Muhammad's name, they don't mention Allah. Meaning, it says, peace be upon him, to Muhammad, more praise to Muhammad than more praise to Allah in their very own book. That's a fact. And we ain't even gonna get into the fact that he was a pedophile. You know, 56-year-old man, 53-year-old man having sexual intercourse with 6-year-old little babies. So we not even gonna get into that. That's a whole nother thing. But I don't like being negative. So let's transfer that energy. So yeah, guys, at this point, I recommend, I can't tell you what to do. I will proceed with the teachings that the Great Spirit convicts myself to do, because somebody's got to do it. I mean, like I said, all the false prophets and all the false prophetesses, I will never put a label on myself. The only reason that I got the label chief is because it was bestowed upon me as an honor to my light code heritage in this realm. And I accepted it. That's why. But as far as me calling myself a prophet or this or that, people call me a lot of things, but I would never. That's what. And y'all out there, all my beloved brothers and sisters, especially the highly anointed ones, stop getting caught up in trying to prove who and what you are. Constantly on this black scribe mirror telling everybody who you are. I'm a god, I'm a goddess, I'm this, I'm that. You don't have to say what you are if you really are it. You do not have to keep repeating yourself. Pete and Repeat was on a boat. Pete fell off. Who was left? Pete and Repeat was on a boat. Pete fell off. Who was left? Pete and Repeat was on a boat. Pete fell off. Who was left? That's what a lot of y'all is doing that I say. Like I said, I don't come online that long. I come online maybe 15, 30 minutes, maybe some days, rarely, like an hour. And I check on certain people. And sometimes it just comes to me. But I check on, the ones that the Great Spirit leads me to make sure everything's okay with certain people and things, And I love all of y'all the same. But there are people that have been with this larger street, this school, since day one. So, I do go out of my way to make sure they're good. Regardless if we getting along right now or not. It's not about that, because we're eternal beings. How am I gonna hold a grudge against you over something so little? Just like I said, you asking the Great Spirit for abundance and prosperity, but you ain't taking care of what's in your hand. So how you expect to enter the kingdom of heaven in righteousness and come as a child when you holding a grudge that is so small it's like crumbs in your hand? You holding a grudge against somebody of a post online. You holding a grudge against somebody of a post online. You holding a grudge against one of your family members because something they did. I don't care if they stole life insurance money from you. You know how many people I know in my family and in my tribe that got life insurance money stole from them? I know one person that got life insurance money stole from them 3 times. 3 times. Didn't get nothing. Guess what? They ain't even want it. They ain't even want it. But they wanted what they wanted, the last will and testament of that their loved one to be respected. That's what they willed. That was their will. It wasn't about the money. It was about the last will and testament of their loved one that wasn't respected, and it wasn't operated. It wasn't what was instilled. Instead, greed was. And to this day, man, it's sad, but that's money, that's money. Um, People asking me about and I'm gonna finish this up with some Q&A. Uh, People ask me about money situation. What should you do about money and the digital currency and all that? Let me tell you something. The faster that comes, the better it is for us. The day that you go to your bank and it's locked out and you can't get your money and all that, that's the day you need to jump up if you can still jump. I used to be able to dunk with two hands, basketball. I don't even know if I can jump and click my heels together no more. But that day, I probably will. I don't care if I fall or not. When you go up there that day and everyone's up, oh man, what's going on? People is yelling and talking about, man, I need my money. And the ATM's not working, the banks is all shut off, you can't log into your account on your phone. That's the day you need to go outside and go. And you want to talk about the 4th of July, you want to talk about the fake New Year's, January 1st, Saturnalia, you want to talk about Christmas, the worshiping of the winter solstice and all that. You want to do all that? You should have the times 10 the energy of happiness and joy when you go up there and the whole money system's cut off. You should jump up and click your heels together. You know why? Because they ain't got enough. What do you think this whole practicing with drones is? People like, well, no, not all of them is drones because some of them are orbs. I seen it. I seen the orb shoot down the drone. Listen, I don't want to resort to name calling or belittling. Don't you realize the drones is just the old technology? The newer technology is the orbs. That's what they're practicing with. They don't care about them stupid drones. Them drones, I can't say too much, but let me just put it like this. There's people that have them, that already have obtained the same ones because I'm from the East Coast now. Trust and believe, them boys wasn't gonna let them things fly around. They wasn't gonna get some. There's people that got them for sale right now. Let me just tell you like that. You can buy one. You can buy one of those military drones right now on the East Coast. If I was living that life, I could go buy one right now. Okay? And they done tapped into the frequency and all that. They can listen. Don't think just because in the hood there ain't no intelligence. Them boys already done got some of them drones over there. And made remotes for them and everything already. But I can't say too much about that. But the drones are the same 5-foot drones that you can buy anywhere. All it is, they 8 to 10 foot. The 8 to 10 foot military drones, and they all have serial numbers on them. There's a website you can go and type a serial number and tell you what country of origin it is. That's most of them are American, or I gotta be careful what I say. Or ISIS, Ra, and L. Okay, they trying to say Iran. It's ISIS, Ra, and L, and the corporation that Trump is about to be back running. That's who owns them drones. Okay, now what they practicing is the orbs, the light show. All right, the kinetic, it's kinetic technology. That's what they practicing. And they also monitoring everybody's response. They monitoring everyone's response on this. How many people, they're monitoring this right now, this talk right now. They're monitoring how many people are buying into this. How many people think that this is really aliens? How many people think that this the Anunnaki come? You know they talking about the Anunnaki in Congress and stuff. They talking about that psyop. Let me tell you something. Them beings made these bodies so they could get in. The Anunnaki never left. They're in these bodies. Okay? They not coming back to save no melanated beings. They not some black gods riding around on spaceship in the Nibiru. They're not Riskians. They're not from the planet Risk Q in the 19th galaxy and Rashad Jamal and this and that. No, that's all physical. All of that is right here. That's all the third dimension. It don't matter if you're in the 19th galaxy, or you in the 42nd galaxy, or you in the 119th galaxy. That's all third dimensional. If you hopping out of a physical spaceship with black skin, white skin, red skin, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, look at these. It does not matter. That means that you are matter. You are physical. That means you ain't nothing, nothing different than anything in this realm. And we moving on up to the north side. Yeah, that's where we're heading. These beings are stuck east to west. What have you been doing under? I've been going to and fro, east and west. I've just been going around and around. I'm from the Nibiru. 36, every 3,600 years, I heard spaceship Nibiru come back. Man, Nibiru is just the what they used to call their crater where they came from when they got flooded out the first time, when they first merged with technology. When they was mixing the DNA, making baboon head people with lion feet, jaguar paws, lion faces, and people talking about, oh, these are Lyrians. The felines they're the oldest beings here, and they're from the constellation Lyra and this and that. Don't you know that's Shemaya? That's the great mother's illusion up there. Every light that you see up there, it ain't no doggone Lyra. You ain't going to Lyra or nothing. That's a lie, bruh. It's not Lyra. It's a lie, bruh. That's all down here. As above, so below. That means what you looking at up there is down here. Just like if you was up there looking down at the ocean, you gonna see the reflection of the lights up there. You in between two mirrors. It's a mirror up there and it's a mirror down here. And it's energetic. And it's different waves, different reflections. You got an X-ray. That's the moon. That's the negative when you went to go get the film made. When you got the film in, you got a whole roll of film this big. But when you get it made, how do you get the film? How did you used to get the little negatives made? If you hold up a negative to what? The sun, the light, it's colorless. It's like on brownish paper. All the colors were inverted and it was opposites. That's the moon. That's the reflection of the whole bigger earth, Tiamat. They call it the solar system. Okay? When it is hit with infrared light, just like when they take the negative out the camera, they put it in a dark room. That's called night. When they put it in a dark room and they hit it with the low, long red light called infrared light, the low, long red light, it develops the negative into a bigger picture. That's the holographic world. Holography, that's the hologram being processed from a micro to a macro. What's the macro of the moon? The big dome that's surrounding you right now. that looks blue right now, but at night it's black, and it reflects the same way the moon reflects. All the lights and everything that you see is not off in Spaceball Circus, NASA. That means to deceive. That got a doggone forked tongue on it. It don't matter if you think a serpent is good or bad, because the original serpent was what represented our natural energy. Let me just put that out there. But now the serpent, they don't turn it into something crazy. So, but I mean, look at the symbol. It means to deceive, to beguile, and it got the snake tongue on there. It got the red and the blue. That's the Cain, Abel, Joachim, Boaz. It ain't no doggone outer space. Outer space is anything outside of your mind. What's in your mind? Heaven. If you're balanced, the kingdom of heaven is within. People talking about when they leave Earth, like I said earlier, extraterrestrial. Another land. It don't just mean land like another planet. It means that this is terrestrial. And who is Ra? Ra is the one that terraforms. That's the geomancy I told you about. That's when they got flooded, because they mixed with technology and got separated eternally from the great mother, the womb. Because see, look, the great mother, the source, the womb, has children. That's you and I, all of us. Even, even your son, right now, you're in a position to be the father figure, but that's an archetype. You're just a father archetype in this incarnation. But that's really your brother, and we all brothers and sisters. You know that, right? You know we're all brothers and sisters. That's why when you lusting over a woman, and you lusting and she walk by you and you see her big butt, you better be thinking it like that's your daughter. That's why it's better for your eye to get plucked out of your head than for you to lust for a woman to go walking by and you like, dang, yo, look. No, that's your daughter. That's your sister. You lusting over your sister? And then you telling your man's in that, you telling your partner over here, yo, look at my sister, bro. Look at our sister. Look how fat her butt is, yo. Our sister's bad. See how they got you? But see, the LEs, they do it openly. They do it openly. They marry right in their bloodlines openly. All the ancient stories, they do it openly. All right? Revelation of the method. But they don't want you to know that really, in the real world, where your soul or your higher self is, it's all your brothers and sisters. All right? Sex is not about pleasure. Sex is simply to initiate the perfect moment of manifestation of the will of the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest, when the great mother is calling on another soul to come in for a time such as this. And I'm talking about 40, 50 years ago. Everybody that's here now, the great mother already, the greatest of spirit already knew what type of beings was needed right now. I'm a little intense. Some people, I had somebody on here a couple days ago, why are you yelling at me? Got like, I don't know if they was trolling or what. There ain't no mistakes with the greatest of spirit. The umbilical cord to the great mother. That's the great spirit. Okay? The light of the world is what you call Christ. That's the light that you give off within. The difference between Luciferian and Christ is balanced. Luciferian is not. Luciferianism got you off in the 19th galaxy like Rashad Jamal, thinking that you a 93 being, gods and goddesses, and Anunnaki finna come down here and kill all the white people, and then you take them back to Earth, and you gonna be sitting in a cube somewhere in Saudi Arabia. And that's Luciferianism. That's the difference. Yeah, you still got the light. You still a child, a seed of the mother, but you just so far out of balance, you don't know what's going on. Talking about melanin and stuff. Melanin is no different than calcium. That's like saying, well, man, everybody with yellow teeth, man, y'all cold made y'all. The real beings here, we got white teeth. We got white teeth. You don't got enough calcium. If you don't got enough calcium is the chemical that the Great Spirit works through. It's calcium. It's how much calcium you got in your teeth and in your bones. If your bones ain't strong, if you can't punch this gas pump as hard as you can right now, and without snapping your wrist or you're breaking a finger or something, then you ain't got enough calcium. That means you're probably not a nine-ether being. The real nine-ether beings got a bunch of calcium. They got a real thick skull. If you ain't a nine-ether being, you ain't this, you're not the real or aboriginal. You're not organic to the land unless you smash your head against the wall, the brick wall, and your skull don't break, because that means you ain't got enough calcium. Because calcium is the almighty element. Guess what element is? L's ment. The mental of L. Okay. Elements, carbon dioxide, oxygen, the genie, the ox, the worship of the bull, Enlil, the bull of heaven, the toroidal field. All right. The Taurus. Okay. Oxygen. Hydrogen is the high dragon. The most high dragon. That's why hydrogen is the first element. The first element means the mind of El. Saturn. All the elements is it's the demiurge. Melanin and all of that. The color of your skin is all from the mind of El. Element. Ment is mental. El is El Elyon, Saturn, the most high Jack. Yahuwah Savoeth is his twin brother, who he said was his son. They all a little family of these crazy, distorted, light being abominations. That's what it is. Yahuwah, all of that are all beings. That's why I say, if I look at you, you'll die. You'll surely die. People, of course, the preacher, just like they say Elohim is the father. Well, oh, preacher, man, excuse me, pastor. Why does Elohim mean? It means more than one. I thought it was only one God. Oh, yes, my son. Elohim means the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It's the three that are one. They're not the same, but they're one. Where does it say that? And I don't care if it does say it. Who wrote it? This is the inerrant word of God. God wrote it. So why it ain't come out the womb then? Why didn't it come out the womb then? Because it's not from the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest. That's called the dead letter. That's a book that's written by a man. It's not even written by the man that you talk about. Turn to Isaiah. Isaiah didn't write that. Turn to John. John didn't write that. Turn to Luke. Luke didn't write that. Paul didn't write that. Saul didn't write that. Moses didn't write that. Oh yeah, at the end of the fifth book, the Pentateuch, Moses, the very last thing he wrote was, "And then I died. And then I died, and they didn't find my body." Think, McFly. Think. Get out of all this Ra Legion. Stop thinking about skin color. Stop worried about these stupid little lights flying around in the sky. Stop making posts and stuff about that you're a god or a goddess every 5 seconds and telling everybody what you are. Be. If If you a god or a goddess, be a god or a goddess. You don't gotta be telling everybody. That's like the guy that pulls up with the rims and the system blasting music, get out with the newest Jordans on and a knockoff Gucci belt, got waves spinning and all this and that. Or the guy that pulls up in the big pickup, the big truck with the big wheels and the dualies and the exhaust and the rum, 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 and all that. And hop out, been at the gym, he's about 5'3", but can bench like 380, arms just like this, can't even move, barely can move, can't even barely reach to open the door. All juiced up and stuff. That's no different. When you online on this black screen mirror, you're no different. They're falling into the same energy, spirit, the ways of the world. You know, they tell you the world is spinning because the world means world, like whirlpool, WHIRLED. They need you to be swirled, like swirled, world. They need you to be world. They need you to be spinning. That's why they tell you the cosmology and all that. Is the world is spinning, we spinning, everything is spinning. They have to tell you all that to keep you dizzy. They gotta tell you it was some kind of chosen tribe. You know the tribe of Judah? Do you know there's a tribe like 10,000 years ago that they got that from? That was spelled with a G. Do you know everything that you're told, all the religious doctrine you're told is from an older story? And do you know that story came from an even older story? And it's all from down here in the Torah of the Purge. You getting caught up in the Torah of the Purge when you supposed to put your treasure where in the real place. What's the real place? Where your higher self gonna be? Where your higher self is. The womb of creation. The primordial waters. Oh, Iron Bush, the waters is evil. You ain't never heard the maritime kingdom? Oh, that's evil. The ocean is where all the evil. Man, this is all ours. What are you talking about? You just proclaimed that it's evil. You just gave them dominion when you said it was evil. No, Iron Bush, that the maritime kingdom. It's evil. The ocean is where all the demons. That's why he cast the pigs. Remember the pigs ran into the ocean? You're giving your authority away with each story, each symbol. Here come another symbol. It's a square. Oh, but the square is evil. It's a cube. It's Saturn's cube, Iron Bush. It's evil. You're giving it to them. You're giving them everything. Iron Bush, that feather. You got a feather in your hat. That's evil. What? Take it back, man. We taking stuff back. I don't know what you talking about. The meek shall inherit the earth. What's the earth? The earth is the heart. Your heart has been taken. Your ability to know has been taken. What is know? Knowing is in the now. Your now has been stripped from you because you're so worried about the past or your ancestors or who am I? What tribe do I come from? How do I find out what tribe I'm from? Man, worry about now. What tribe are you in now? You the chief of your own tribe. You have your own tribe right now that you the chief of. Now. They got you so worried about, yeah, but if I don't get money in planets, I'm going to get evicted. They can't evict all of us. What they going to do? We all going to be on the highway chilling. There ain't going to be no food, Iron Bush. Man, there's food out here. Stuff that you can eat that you don't even know that you can eat. You can literally eat stuff that's growing around right here that I can see. You can eat leaves and stuff and live. What are you talking about? Man survived not on bread alone. They done poison our water, and man, you can literally cleanse water with just a few layers of certain things. I mean, you gotta have a little bit of knowledge, but you can, man, you worried about everything you worried about. It's a solution for, and the solution is in you, and it's in us. So the worst thing that can happen for the enemy is that they evict us and we ain't got no houses and we all outside with no electricity, no bills, no running water. Where we gonna get our food from? Guess what? We all gonna come together and we all gonna make it happen. And the thing that you was the most scared of, that they had you living on the edge of your seat your whole life, they took your heart from you because your heart is in the now. So you know. They took your ability to know who you are because they always got you living in the future. What if? Drunk off if. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. And guess what? 99% of us are drunk off if right now. If I stop working, if the electric gets cut off, we gonna freeze. If, if. No, how about you know that your ancestors made it out in this realm? How do we know that? Because you're here. Do you know that just the past 10 generations, do you know that it took, even if each generation was the only child, you know it took 5,000 souls to make you be sitting here right now? 5,000 souls. And that's if every single one of them was a single child. The fact that you sit here right now, 5,000 souls had to incarnate for you and make it. And make it. The Great Depression, smallpox, World War I, World War II, over there in Germany, this, that, Stalin in Russia, comets hitting, great floods, plasma apocalypses. Man, you sitting here right now. What is you talking about? Rejoice. Rejoice, beloved. It's nothing to fear. It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about. Get your joy back. Take it. Claim it. Claim it. It's mine. You can't take my joy. You can't take it. He ain't no chief. He ain't even native. He got a beard. Natives can't grow beards. Man, you ain't taking my joy. You can take chief from me. You take, here, take chief. Take my feather. Take my cap. Take my name. Because it's not even my real name. I'm an eternal soul. You can't even pronounce my name phonetically. It's magnetic. You can't even say my name. Yahuwah, the name of God, Yahuwah. You can't even say my name. How you gonna say the name of the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest? And you can't even say my higher self name because it's not phonetic. It's magnetic. But you know the name of God. You know the name of an archetype that they use to subdue people and chuck them into a 400-year revolving door slavery cycle that you have been okay with. Oh, the white man did. The white man. Man, you did. You agreed upon that. You agreed upon to be a slave. The same way we all agree upon being a slave. And I ain't talking, don't try to twist my words and say I'm talking about a color of skin right now. I'm talking about everybody. No matter what color you are. If you working right now and you employed and you going for that almighty dollar, Allah, then you a slave. Ain't nobody making you. You agreed upon that. You agreed upon it. You had a choice. Your ancestors had a choice. The very moment they got, whether it was slave ships or not, the very moment they got, man, listen, you kiss my ass. You gonna take my head off. Put me in the guillotine. I'll be back. I will be back. You can't. We don't die. We multiply. Mama's kids. Mama's children. The great mother's children. We don't die. We multiply. Huh. So what is you talking about? They divide. Divide sound kind of like die. But newsflash, die is not D-I-E, it's D-Y-E. All you do is die into another spectrum of light. Ow. All you do is die. You like a shirt getting dyed, tie-dyed. You just die into another spectrum of light where they can't see you. And they fear that most of all. And we got our ancestors with us right now. And they know it. Do you know it? Iron Bush, when we all gonna link up physically, we don't got to. We don't have to. Once you get in the now, you take your authority back. Do you know that you... Listen, remember when they told us to stay 6 feet apart? That's the average Joe Schmo. Anybody that's here for a lesson like this coming from the Great Spirit, you have the authority to make your sphere literally as big as your town. When I go to sleep in the evening time, I alone, I ain't even gotta have nobody in agreement with me. I alone create a sphere from my heart, the seed of the mother, around the whole land that the thing that we call our house sits on. When I'm asleep, it's gunshots every night. Of course, my children gonna get up and be a little. They're still, even though they're teenage, they didn't grow up like I grew up. They didn't grow up like I grew up, getting shot at and getting shot and this and that. They didn't grow. They didn't, you know. Thank goodness. Thank the greatest of spirit for that. They didn't live that life that I grew up with. So gunshots don't faze me at all. I go outside with no shirt, no shoes, nothing in the dead of winter, and then talk when they shooting and yell, man, take that somewhere else. I don't start yelling, man, I'll do this, I'll do that. For what? Man, take that. I declare and decree right now, take that somewhere else. Point blank, period. If an orb laying in my yard, listen, I don't care if it's Anunnaki, I don't care if what it is. Get your orb butt off of this land. You cannot cross this sphere right here of protection. No energy known or unknown, seen or unseen, macro or micro. No thought forms, no Gregories, no watchers, no ideas, no witchcraft, no energy attacks, conscious or subconscious, deliberate or by ignorance, has the authority to pass through this sphere of protection that I emanate around every living temple that I love. And this space that we call our home at this moment. Eternal gratitude to the greatest of spirit. Eternal love forevermore. Eternal love forevermore. That means as forever goes on, it gets more. The love gets more. Eternal love forevermore. This is how you need to tighten your words up. You got to be precise when you speak into that great spirit. Okay? You're not immortal. You're not infinite. You're eternal. Okay? You're eternal. Eternal gratitude to the greatest of spirit. Remember, that's the umbilical cord. So you're talking to the great mother, but it's the great spirit here. It's your compass. It's the gas pump that's connected to you at all times. You don't have to stop at the gas station. It's a gas pump directly still in you wherever you go, feeding you eternal energy. The light that emanates from that is called the Christ. See, and all this is archetypes. It's just a way for you to understand the construct. It's not for you to worship. It's the only way. If you don't say that he died on the third day and rose from the dead and he came and did this, if you don't repeat after me, you're going to burn in hell. My friend, just the fact that you just told somebody else that they're going to burn in hell, you might have to experience hell now. Because you just instilled that fear onto an innocent heart. So now because you went and said that, you might have to experience that now. You actually just brought that on yourself now. Christ even said that. For you to make it into heaven, if you're going to take this route, you got to be holier than the Pharisees with your works and all that. Because you've chosen that route. So all these Hebrew Israelites and all that, you better make sure you wearing your tassels. You better make sure you ain't eating no cheeseburgers, mixing the cheese with the meat. You better make sure you doing all these holy days. That's all it is astrological things that became idolatry. That's all it is. Every single holy day of the Most High is all idolatry from the stars. It's astrology. When really you only supposed to know astronomy. That means you're supposed to have the knowledge of the construct. But when you start doing celebrations, you've made it into idol worship. You think only idol worship is a statue. No, that book, that book you reading, it's the word of God. It's the living. This book is living. Yeah, it's living. It's in every hotel, every building, every house, everywhere in the whole world. You can't even get a Tylenol for free, but they're going to give you a book that got the inerrant word of God. They're going to give you that. But you can't get a Tylenol if you got a headache. You can't get a free water, a sip of water. But they gonna give you that. The all truth, the one thing that they can't touch and change, and it gotta be, they get it. This is the truth. They just can't. This is the one thing that can't be touched and changed. Well, I hate to burst your bubble. That book was the first book that was mass produced in the entire realm. That was the first book that was literally made and given out to everybody. By who? The government. The ones that came to govern your mental. So, what's the answer? You. You are the answer. You are the answer, but it's not by force. Anytime you start forcing something on somebody, you take a step back. We don't use force. We use magnetism, which is love. That means it pulls naturally. It's attraction. It's not pulling them against their will. It's attraction because their magnetism as well, their soul is going to be attracted to the truth that is in you. That's what it is. And then all these other words like empathy and truth and all that, that's all under love. That's just a subdivision, a subtitle of the real love. The authentic love. People say, oh, they found out that authenticity vibrates higher than love. Well, no, it doesn't because love is authenticity. They're just dividing the words, you see. the Babylonian doublespeak. Just like they do with faith. Faith just means hope now. I hope. I got faith. I got faith. I got faith. I hope. I hope. I just hope. I just hope. What do you know? I know I'm an eternal being. I know I'm sitting here right now. I know that if 10 billion drones was to fly by right now, it's people right now. The drones are the locusts coming from the pit. The drones are the locusts. They're coming. See, because the people back in the day, they didn't know what they saw. So the drones got hair of a woman. The drones are flying around with wigs on now. They got quick weaves on now. See how people pick and choose all this stuff out of this book and try to make their people are trying so hard to make the enemy's prophecy fulfilled. And it's out of spite and it's out of revenge. That's not the great spirit. There is no revenge. It's your loss. Your loss is that you're not going to return to the organic womb. The womb stands for where organic minds begin. There's no revenge. There's no spitefulness. It's actually sadness that we hurt and that you're not going to return to the womb with us because you aren't the same. You are not my brother, my sister that came out of the womb. Now you turn into something else. You became parasitic. You became 369 Saturnic energy. Therefore, you got to go with them. And where are they going? They're going right here. Anunnaki, Nibiru, stepping off of UFOs and, the black gods or the white gods. Or this and that. Man, anything got to do with skin and a physical body is all right here. You might as well start reading comic books and start preaching comics. You might as well pick up Spider-Man, comic book number 1, and don't even tell nobody that you're reading Spider-Man. Change the names. Act like you just found some old book that they dug up in Egypt somewhere and start reading it online and switch all the names up and everything, and you will get a group of people to start listening to you thinking that this is the truth. Facts. That's where we at with it now. Come on, man. The key is to be. Be. That don't always mean you gotta be in the action, in the mix. Some of the best being is being still. Be still. You can't control what your loved ones is doing. They gotta go their journey. It's the tour of the purge. You might already be purged, so you don't gotta go on the tour that they're going on. Some of your loved ones have to keep going to the club and getting drunk until they have that night where they just realize, man, I'm too old for this. This is crazy, man. You can't do it. You know why? Because although you have all the authority, they got the same authority. It's called free will. They got the same God powers you if their soul. So you cannot force your brother and sister to do your will. Then you become parasitical. Now you're operating with the 369 energy. So your spouse, your best friend, your brother, your sister, you can give them advice. You can give them recommendations, but you can't tell them what to do. And stop getting upset. It's okay to get upset. It's okay. Feel your feelings, but act off of facts. Stop going through the same dance especially with the spouses and your partners. Whether it's your baby's father, the mother of your children, stop being the same and reacting the same. Y'all arguing every time y'all talk to each other. Change it up. Change it. You get on here and you talk that talk and you talk about love and stuff, but then in real life, you're not applying it. You get off here and you'll go argue till you red in the face with the person you living with about the stupidest thing. Show them that you're a god. Show them that you're a goddess. Time is of no concern. Stop worrying about it. 2040 May, the Phoenix event. Man, you don't even know what year it is right now. 2040 May might come and go, and then everybody, and look, I'm not putting Brother Jason down. I love him with all my heart, and I love all the people that came over from Archaics and stuff. But let me tell you something. 2040 May 16th might come and go and nothing happen. That means you spent 20 years online in this simulation theory, believing in something, and you gave your life to that. That's no different than Ra Legion. That's a new Ra Legion. Simulation theory. It's a new Ra Legion. You're making it a new idol. 2040, man, that's all we got, man. It's going down. You telling everybody 2040, the Phoenix event going to happen, and then in 2046, Nemesis X is coming. Man, you don't know none of this. Only thing you know is now. And even those of us that do know certain things, we only convicted by the Great Spirit when it's time, when the moment arrives for us to tell you. So those of us that really know what's happening, we not even supposed to tell you until we're told to tell you. It ain't about how many books you read, about how many books. I read 20,000 books. So who wrote them books? Oh, just because they wrote a book, they know? Man, their year might have been off. Their years might have been off because they was getting lied to. The other person book, they might have been getting lied to. So you basing your whole life based on some kind of year thing that been changed so many times. You don't even know what year you in. You know how many times this realm has been reset? Do you know how many times this realm has been reset and changed? There's times when 3D doesn't even exist here. There's times where it's 5D. There's times where it's 9D. There's times where it's been nothing but reptilians here. Yeah. And not some evil race of reptilians like reptoid beings that was just like you and I, that could be benevolent or malevolent. It's been everything that you can think of and more. You're an eternal being. Eternity means forever. You ever seen Sandlot? Forever. Forever. But yet you told me the chosen tribes. It's only the chosen ones. Yeah, it's only ones. It's only the chosen ones. Chosen ones what? This is eternity. If you hear you're chosen. If you hear you're chosen, you was chosen when you came into being. Now, is there things out here that was made by the arm, leg, arm, head? The idolatrous gods like Allah and Yahuwah, Yahweh, and this one and that one. They ask for bread and water, but yet he sends them fiery serpents to kill everybody, and then they get healed. Don't erect any graven images, but they all get healed by the raising of a copper snake engraven image. Thou shalt not murder, but go murder everything with breath in 60 cities. Bring me the king and murder him. Oh, you didn't murder him. So my name's Samuel. I'm the holiest man in the land, but I'm going to stab him to death 60, 70 times in front of you. To enter the kingdom, you must come as a child. When you was a child, was you worried about the electric getting cut off? Children got more solutions than we do. 5-year-olds got more solutions than we do right now. Not us, but mankind. 5-year-olds. We getting kicked out of the house. Well, Mom, let's go outside. Let's go to the park. We can't just go to the park, little Johnny, and just. But yet you don't even know that it's 5,000 people at the park right now. That all got kicked out of their house. They all up there. They barbecuing and everything, got music on. You walk up there, you think it's a family reunion. You know why? Cause it is. The moment we stop with this system, it will turn into a family reunion out here. We will be in the highways, byways, we'll be in the streets. They won't even be able to get no tanks or nothing down past, because we're gonna be out there dancing. Cause we can dance and they can't. We can dance and they can't. They can march. No soul. No soul. See what I'm saying? Stop worrying, y'all. Stop worrying. I love y'all so very much. I've been sitting here at the gas station for 2 hours talking to y'all. Be nice if somebody send me a little bit of gas money, a little bit of monopoly gas money. That'd be cool. Okay. And I used to be like real. I had a problem teaching and like then saying something about money. But listen, guys, the money don't mean nothing. It means something because it comes from you. That's what it means. It means because you went out of your way and you took the time to actually send it. And it's the actual act. That's what means something. It ain't the amount or it's about money. It's not. It just shows that you're sending love. You're sending. You're taking it back. You're taking something that they made and you're transmuting it into a courier of love. You see what I'm saying? That's how we supposed to use money until we all just stop. And listen, a lot of you guys know that I'm working on some things, y'all. I'm working on some things. We're gonna be all right. I'm working on some things, on some off-grid communities, more than one. And it's not if, it is. It's 100%. 100%. Not 99.999. It's 100%. 100%. We have off-grid communities that will be up and running sooner than later. And through the Great Spirit, if you're meant to be there, you will be there. Okay? I won't close the door on anyone. It's all the Great Spirit. It will all be perfect. Okay? I don't share that kind of stuff online because I'm not supposed to. All right? Because that's the real stuff that the enemy's worried about. It's stuff like that. They don't care about you getting on here and teaching about the Bible and Nephilim and drones and this. They want you to do that. They want you to get on here and teach about white versus black, about slavery, about this, about that, about 12 tribes, about Yahweh, Yahuwah, about Seraphim and Nephilim and your third eye and Ihor. They want you to do all that. They don't want you to get on here and have a message like this where we just sitting here right now having a family reunion at the gas station. All of y'all right now is here with me right now, and I'm there with y'all right now, and we chilling. It don't matter if I don't talk like you and you don't talk like me, and I don't look like, who is this crazy man with this beard and this feather in his head? Take a moment to get to know who I truly am, and you'll love me. And I love you. Okay? So y'all have a great, not even day. Just great. Just be great. Just be happy. Be joyful. Stop letting every little thing bother you. Let the people go in front of you when you're driving. Who cares? You're gonna be late, so what? Let them wait for a second. They need to wait. They need to wait. They have a sense of entitlement. They need to wait. Everything is as it should be. You don't need to be rushing. You got out going in and out of traffic. You about to, one more late, I'm fired. Man, they need you more than you need them. They need you, but they flip it. Love y'all. Be great. Be you. Okay. Chief Ironbush signing off. Me set. Just be, y'all. Just be. Great Spirit willing, I'll come on with like a real teaching. Cause you know, teaching is still my passion. So I still do, I enjoy teaching. But when I do these little car rants, it's more about like family. You know what I'm saying? It's more like just like you ride it with me. And sometimes this means more than those teachings. Most of the time. Excuse me. Most of the moments. This right here is more valuable than those teachings. Okay? So I love you guys. Me set. Be happy. Okay? Be you. Be the highest you. Stop talking about connecting to your higher self. Be your higher self. Be your higher self now. Stop arguing with people that you love. Let them be. They have to be. They can't be you. They can't meet your expectations every time. They're on their own tour. They're on their own journey. You love them. They're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. But you cannot stop getting upset. Stop getting mad. Stop getting in arguments. Okay? Dude, just try your best. Just try. Try to grow. Alright? Little by little. Alright? I'll talk to you guys soon. Me set.